Every little comment, every small setback. If it all gets under your skin, you're giving away your power. The most unshakable people don't have fewer problems. They've simply mastered how they react. Imagine walking through life unfazed. No more overthinking, no more emotional outbursts, just complete control. In this video, you'll learn how to train your mind to act as if nothing bothers you, so you stop feeling trapped by your emotions and start owning them. Once you master this skill, nothing and no one will ever have control over you again. Life is filled with noise, people's opinions, daily frustrations, unexpected roadblocks. The world is relentless in its ability to throw distractions, criticisms, and obstacles in your path. But true strength comes from mastering the art of indifference. Picture yourself walking through a storm without flinching or losing your composure. That's what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. The key is learning to detach your emotions from external circumstances. When you allow outside events to dictate your mood, you become a puppet to forces beyond your control. But when you train your mind to remain unmoved, you become the master of your destiny. The world respects those who stay calm in chaos and refuse to crumble under pressure. When you embody this mindset, you command authority without saying a word. Now let's see exactly how to train yourself, moment by moment, to pause before emotion pulls you off course. Mastering indifference starts with a single habit: pausing before you react. The moment you feel a surge of anger, frustration, or anxiety, stop. Breathe. Breathe. Ask yourself, does this truly affect my long-term goals? Is my reaction necessary, or am I giving away my power? By consistently choosing non-reaction, you build an invisible armor that shields you from life's trivialities. Each time you pause, you reclaim a bit more control. Over time, this pause becomes second nature. You'll catch yourself before you snap at a rude comment, before you spiral after a minor setback, and before you lose hours stewing over someone else's opinion. As this habit takes root, you'll notice your mind no longer rubber bands back into emotional chaos. Instead, each pause creates space for clear, intentional choice. You'll replace impulsive outbursts with calm assessment, and that shift changes everything. With that habit in place, the real test begins when your composure is challenged by insults, setbacks, or outright attacks. When someone insults you or you suffer a setback, your first instinct might be to lash out or wallow in frustration. Instead, reframe every blow as useful feedback. Picture each criticism or failure as a data point, a clue about what to adjust, learn, or let go. If a colleague dismisses your idea, ask yourself, what can I improve next time? If a project falls flat, treat the results like a scientist. Gather the facts, spot what went wrong, and tweak your approach. You don't internalize failure. You observe it, extract the lesson, and move forward smarter. By turning every criticism and defeat into actionable data, you rob negativity of its power to derail you. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block, and you steadily build resilience, insight, and progress. Once you've reframed every blow as useful feedback, you're ready to face high-pressure storms without cracking. Life will throw you into storms, big problems, tight deadlines, or moments when everything seems to go wrong at once. Most people freeze, panic, or fight to force a quick fix. The truly unshakable, however, treat pressure as part of the game. They expect setbacks and uncertainty and move through them with calm calculation. Rather than battling reality, they adapt to it, noticing each obstacle, adjusting their plan, and staying focused on what they can control. To build this muscle, Start by rehearsing your response before you're tested. Imagine the worst-case scenario, a public mistake, a sudden crisis, and visualize yourself breathing deeply, assessing your options, and choosing one clear action rather than reacting in a frenzy. Over time, these mental rehearsals turn pressure into opportunity. When chaos hits, you won't be surprised, you'll be ready, and you'll flow around obstacles like water around a rock. Having embraced uncertainty, we can now choose exactly what deserves our energy, and let the rest fall away. We've been conditioned to believe we must care about every little thing. Other people's opinions, the latest drama, every minor setback. But true freedom comes when you realize most of it simply doesn't matter. The next time you catch yourself overthinking, pause and ask, will this still matter in 5 years? If the answer is no, let it go. When you refuse to expend energy on trivial distractions, you shift from being emotionally reactive to strategically responsive. That shift changes everything. Instead of reacting to every ping, every insult, every curveball, you choose where to invest your attention and power. With your focus sharpened, the next frontier is cutting yourself free from the need for anyone's approval. Seeking approval is a hidden prison. The more you chase others' validation, the more you lose yourself. When you depend on someone else's yes to feel worthy, you hand over your power. Free yourself by deciding that your value comes from within, not from likes, compliments, or applause. Recognize that no matter what you do, someone will always judge or disagree, and that's okay. What matters is how you see yourself. Own your choices, flaws, and ambitions without apology. The moment you stop begging to be liked, criticism loses its sting and your confidence becomes unshakable. Freed from pleasing others, criticism loses its sting. So let's learn to filter feedback and keep only what truly helps. Not all feedback is created equal. When someone criticizes you, pause before you react. Ask yourself, is there truth here that can help me grow? If the source knows their stuff and genuinely wants to see you improve, take that lesson to heart. If the comment comes from jealousy, ignorance, or malice, let it fall away like dust. By sifting criticism through logic instead of emotion, you keep only what serves your progress and discard everything else. This way, outside opinions sharpen you rather than derail you. After you've mastered that sift, the next level is to remain unshaken even when stakes soar. Pressure is the ultimate test of your inner strength. When setbacks, deadlines, or unexpected crises hit, most people panic or freeze, but you can choose differently. Start by recognizing that pressure is inevitable. Life's storms will come whether you like it or not. Instead of resisting or wishing for ease, prepare your mind in advance. Mentally rehearse tough scenarios. Imagine a sudden setback at work or a public challenge to your ideas and visualize yourself responding with calm precision rather than emotion. In the moment, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you've trained for this. Your goal is not to suppress feelings, but to detach from them long enough to see clearly and respond strategically. By expecting pressure and meeting it with composed determination, you turn obstacles into opportunities and maintain control when others lose theirs. Now that pressure no longer derails you, it's time to let go of everything you can't control. True freedom comes when you stop gripping outcomes that aren't up to you. You can't control other people's choices, market swings, or unexpected setbacks, but you can control how you respond. Imagine a river flowing around rocks. It doesn't waste energy fighting them. It simply finds a new path forward. In the same way, when a job offer falls through or a plan unravels, acknowledge your disappointment, then shift your focus to the next step you can take. Ask yourself, is this within my power to change? If the answer is no, consciously release it from your mind. Let go of the what-ifs and should-haves and redirect that energy toward actions that matter. As you practice letting go, you'll notice your stress fades, your decisions become clearer, and you move through life with an adaptable, resilient spirit. Once you've released those grips, silence itself becomes your most potent power move. In a world that never stops talking, choosing silence is a radical act of strength. Most people fill every pause with words, justifications, stories, defenses, handing over their power with each syllable. But when you hold back, you force others to step into the void. In negotiations, staying quiet after an offer unsettles the other party and often wins you better terms. In arguments, refusing to fuel the fire robs your opponent of ammunition and gives you clarity. In everyday conversation, listening more than you speak lets you gather critical information, tone shifts, hidden motives, unspoken needs, while keeping your own intentions under wraps. Silence isn't emptiness. It's a strategic pause that commands attention and respect. Use it to prompt honesty in others, to gather insights, and to protect your own energy from needless drain. Having mastered strategic silence, the next challenge is training your mind to stay calm no matter what. Your mind is the battlefield where every victory or defeat begins. To stay unshaken, you must build daily habits that toughen your thoughts and calm your reactions. Start each morning with a moment of stillness. 3 deep breaths before you check your phone. When a stressful email arrives, pause for 5 seconds and ask, will this matter in a year? If not, let it go. Practice gratitude by naming one thing you appreciate before bed, countering negativity's pull. When doubt creeps in, label it. That's fear talking, and return to your purpose. Like lifting weights, each deliberate pause, each breath, each reframed thought strengthens your mental muscle. Over time, what once rattled you becomes background noise. You won't wait for crisis to test your resolve. You'll enter every day already fortified. With mental toughness in place, we can learn to move through life in near invisibility, letting results do the talking. True power often moves without fanfare. Instead of announcing your plans or broadcasting every step, work quietly and let your actions speak for themselves. When you launch a project, keep the details close to your chest. Focus on the tasks at hand, not on who's watching. In meetings, speak only when you have something vital to say. Your words will carry more weight. Outside of work, pursue your goals in solitude. Study, practice, build. As progress accumulates, others will notice the results without you having to trumpet them. This approach protects you from unnecessary scrutiny and keeps competitors guessing. By moving in silence, you conserve energy, maintain focus, and let your achievements reveal your true ability. When you combine silent action with unwavering focus, you unlock a level of discipline that few ever reach. Building an unbreakable mind happens in the small, daily choices you make. Each morning, commit to rising at a set time, even when it's tempting to hit snooze. Before checking your phone, take 5 conscious breaths to anchor your focus. Throughout the day, pause for a brief mental reset whenever stress creeps in. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, and remind yourself of your priorities. Honor every promise you make to yourself, no matter how minor, whether it's drinking a glass of water, writing a paragraph, or taking a short walk. Read or listen to something that expands your perspective. and journal one insight before bed. These consistent habits, gratitude to counter negativity, brief meditations to sharpen attention, and disciplined follow-through, train your mind like a muscle. Over time, this daily regimen fortifies your resilience, making you less susceptible to distraction, doubt, and external chaos. Next, we'll see how to weave all these habits into a single, consistent rhythm of presence and power. True mastery unfolds in a steady dance between stillness and action. One moment you sit in quiet confidence, listening to your inner guidance. The next you move decisively on what matters. You don't rush from task to task, nor do you linger in indecision. Each pause serves as preparation for the next burst of focused effort. Mornings spent in meditation prime you for afternoons of clear, intentional work. Evenings of reflection nourish your creativity for tomorrow's challenges. This natural ebb and flow becomes your default operating system. You know when to settle into silence to recharge and when to surge forward with energy. In this rhythm, your presence feels effortless yet potent, and every action carries the power of well-timed intention. That ebb and flow sets the stage for full integration, where every part of you works in harmony. When mind, body, and soul move together, you become an unshakable center. Your daily habits of pause, presence, and purpose aren't isolated practices anymore. They fuse into a seamless whole. You no longer compartmentalize emotion from strategy or rest from action. Instead, every moment carries both clarity and calm. Your responses arise from an integrated self that's equally comfortable in silence and in motion. Stress no longer splinters your attention because your grounded core holds it all. Challenges no longer derail you because your unified energy reroutes them into solutions. In this state of wholeness, life doesn't feel like a series of battles to fight. It feels like a coherent flow to navigate, one in which your inner alignment naturally orchestrates outer circumstances. Finally, we arrive at the living essence of it all, embodying the state so completely that doing nothing still moves the world. You are the still point around which everything turns. In your presence, people feel steadied. In your calm, situations resolve themselves. You no longer chase outcomes. Outcomes chase you. Doors open, opportunities arrive, and obstacles shift as if the world itself rearranges to meet your energy. This isn't magic. It's the natural effect of a fully integrated being acting from a place of inner sovereignty. When you hold yourself as unshakable ground, life's currents flow through you rather than against you. You become the living proof that true power lies not in incessant doing, but in unwavering being. No bridge needed. Your transformation is complete. Now, pause, breathe, and watch how everything falls into place. Thank you for journeying through these 16 steps to unshakable presence and power. If you found value here, do two things. 1. Share your experience. Drop a comment below. What section resonated most, and what one practice will you commit to first? 2. Stay connected. Subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss the guided exercises and deeper dives into mastering your mind coming soon. If you know someone who could use this reminder, forward them this video or share it on your favorite platform. Remember, true influence begins in the silence of your own presence. Now, go live it.